has never been an easier time to hate the main character of Hazbin Hotel, and the first 5 episodes of the second season has put her in a tough spot, with the subreddit saying things like, Charlie really needs a win soon. She kinda spent these 2 episodes fucking up while everyone else has tried to stop her from fucking up. Seriously, there's so much vaggy. Charlie don't do thing, Charlie does thing. So what is she messing up? And does the latest pair of episodes solve that? I went back and watched every single episode to make this point that I'm going to make. And I want you to keep that in mind as we get to episodes 5 and 6 of this season. Now remember, Charlie wanted to prove that the hotel works so that she can unite heaven and hell. In the first episode of this season, she does not know that redemption worked. So in that episode, her angle was simply to keep towing the motto that the Hazbin Hotel is for redemption. Now, what did the sinners of hell have to say about this?
I know angels aren't like the best, but we shouldn't kill them. We need to be better than them, right? Oh my God! Look, it's nifty!
They didn't care. And this is important because Charlie is pushing that redemption is the true way, but nearly everyone in the hotel just wants to hear about the killing of angels. So at the end of this episode, Emily informs her that her hotel actually works because Sir Pentious, who sacrificed himself in the first season in their battle with Adam and the archangels, is now in heaven, redeemed. So her plan shifts from telling people that redemption is good to telling people that redemption actually works. It's a viable path. But remember, Emily is an angel, and no one knows of Emily beyond seemingly those who are in the hotel in season 1. And this is what leads to episode 3.
What? I would never. Who even advertises on the Zeppelin? I gotta get this taken down before all of the pentagrams sees and they start.
Where at first, I thought this was going to be the lowest Charlie was going to sink in this season. With nice characters such as Charlie, the big problem that I have is that while I can understand on paper that she has good intentions, that intent is strained when everything in this episode is telling her in different ways that she should not be doing what she's doing. You have Vaggie, someone who she would trust a lot, you would think, telling her in every way, don't do what you're doing. You have the fact that the V's have been lying about Charlie all over these episodes, and if that wasn't enough, twisting her words to her face in their sit-down interview. However, the most unforgivable aspect comes from something that even the most hardcore fan cannot deny, and it requires knowing something very important about the first season.
Val, I didn't know that. Val,
You really think you can have Lucifer's little bitch fight your battles for you?
While Valentino was already abusive to Angel Dust, the reason Valentino was mad in this scene was because Charlie was ruining the shoot and the set by crossing boundaries. And again, while her intent was good, that good intent directly led into Angel Dust being harmed. Yes, Angel Dust was already harmed before and after this moment by Valentino, but Charlie directly added to that by crossing a boundary that Angel Dust explicitly told her about. This would crush Charlie, and she'd know exactly why this was a bad thing for her to do.
I pushed too hard earlier, and I only made things worse.
So you hear that? You pushed too hard and only made things worse. What does that sound like?
Charlie, why are they here? You're aware those 2 crazy fucks hang out with my ship-fuck boss, Valentino, and are part of the V's?
I've talked to Vox, and he assured me that he's just here to film the hotel on the small, tiny, teensy condition that we, redeem someone.
Ah, right. So for those who don't know, in the 3rd episode of this season, the 2nd season, Charlie would work with the V's to create a news program or whatever that shows that redemption actually works, using Angel Dust as the guinea pig. As you saw, Angel Dust, knowing fully well who the V's are, would protest heavily against this, clearly establishing that working with the V's crosses his boundaries. Mind you, when she crossed that boundary the first time, she was crying, writing apology letters. Yes, with an S, letters. It had to be carried to sleep because she was such a mess. But just to make it 10 times worse, not only do you mess with Angel Dust again, but you mess with one of my favorite dynamics in the show.
Charlie, I don't know it.
Now, I normally stay the hell out of all this redemption business, but she got a point there, Legs.
I realize I'm asking a lot, but you've just made such great progress lately.
What do you say, kid? Best case, you make it. Worst case, you're still stuck down here with me.
Husk stands behind Charlie's decision to allow Angel Dust to be recorded by the V's, whom he, of anyone in the hotel, as far as we know, should know the most about. And I will die on this hill that while I understand the approach that they wish to portray here is that Husk believes that if anyone can be redeemed here, it most likely would be Angel Dust, further developing the dynamic that they built in the last season. I just don't understand why he wouldn't factor in that Charlie very often is naive, and in this case is going way too far with trusting people that Husk himself should know is bad news. So not only does Charlie take a lot of steps back in this episode, but so does Husk, who, while grumpy and irritable, he isn't portrayed to be totally stupid. So Charlie goes through with attempting redemption that we explained earlier she has no proof for, and to no one's surprise, not only does it not work, but the V's manage to make things worse. Charlie would stage Husk being run over by a train for Angel Dust to come in and save the day, only Angel Dust doesn't have his heart in Charlie's script or idea, and Vox would cut the brakes so that the train would be forced to run over Husk.
Oh yeah! Sure thing! Except you tied me to the fucking tracks!
I mean, duh. So this is when all of the mistakes get rolled up into one big stain on this season. So Angel Dust, seeing the severity of what's going on, would in the heat of the moment go and try to free Husk, only thinking that if he got in front of the train, he could stop it. Now, is this a dumb idea? Yes, it's a dumb idea. So who does Husk get mad at? Let's look over all the choices together. Does he get mad at Vox for cutting the brakes to the train? Does he get mad at Nifty for not having any remorse over wishing to run him over? Or does he get mad at Charlie, who had multiple outs in these episodes, not just this episode, episode 1, 2, and 3, had multiple people telling her that this was a bad idea, and was the one who volunteered for Husk to be tied up in the first place?
Ugh, I'm sorry.
Charlie, it's okay. I know you didn't mean it. I'm fine.
The hell you are? What was that?
No, he yells at the person who he helped convince to work on this dumb idea, backed by people who are close to the person who abuses this guy, and only did what he did because he didn't see anyone else who would help Husk out.
You could have got yourself killed.
What? You can't be serious right now. You're mad at me. I saved your fucking life.
Yeah, by jumping in front of a train, you idiot.
It'd be one thing if Charlie being an idiot was not hurting anyone but herself and the prestige of the hotel, but I actually like Masquerade quite a bit because of the dynamic of Husk and Angel Dust. Also, knowing that in the 6th episode, they tease that Husk has greater feelings for Angel Dust than he lets on, that still doesn't excuse anything that happened here. But it gets even better, because Charlie would reason that Pinchas was redeemed because he redeemed his own sin, thus Angel could be redeemed in that same process. And it doesn't take a neuroscientist to realize that Angel is even more uncomfortable with this idea, and someone around here in this group knows that and exploits that.
Remember that lesson on boundaries?
Oh, come on. We won't judge you, Angel. You can tell me, then we can redeem you.
It ain't that easy, Charlie. Now drop it.
Tell me, Princess, what exercise could one do to be forgiven for being
Stop!
murderer?
You shut the fuck up! You asked!
I answered.
You can shit on me. You can mock me, but I won't allow you to push my friends around like that, okay?
You're right, Charlie. We should just let you push around your friends because you're so nice, because you have good intentions, because you want sinners to be redeemed, so you must know the right way to do so. Only you. And I think what creases me about this is that Angel even tries to remind Charlie about their conversation about boundaries, and she didn't care. Even throughout this episode, there were constant apologies from Charlie, the person who I'm told to believe is nice. Yet all of her actions scream selfish to her and her idea. How am I supposed to care about her standing up for everyone when this was her creation? She made this plan. Oh, and because we care about redemption and sinners making the right decision here, does Nifty get flack in this episode? Does Charlie care that she told Nifty to stop and she didn't? Do you, as the viewer, even believe that Nifty would have cared if she ran Husk over? Would you believe that Charlie would go on to not acknowledge any of that and actually rely on Nifty in the next episode to help spread her idea of redemption? Oh, but Charlie's only trying to help, right? Charlie's sorry this time.
Angel, I'm so sorry. Can we please
You know,
talk?
sorry starts to lose meaning after a while, Charlie. Why don't you go ask Fox the next time you need to pry out more shit about my life?
Angel, I didn't realize. I didn't. Just give him some space.
Look, here's the critical flaw in Charlie's plan. The sinners never cared that redemption worked because they never cared about heaven in the first place, so her plan was silly from the jump. When you think of Serpentius and Angel Dust, those who came to the hotel, their motivations to change didn't come from believing that redemption worked, because they didn't know at the time that it could, but having a place to belong with people that care about you. And that's the most ironic part about all of this, because if anything, Charlie swapped from being very personal and focused on the process to playing the politics and media game. It's like she's trying to be a good version of Vox, when she was never like that in season 1. You know who's been acting like how Charlie should be acting like?
So, Sir Pentious, I know you are new here and you had a not so great first impression, but I am determined to make sure you have the best time.
Emily, she's been doing nothing but being supportive and caring, specifically for Serpentius, that throughout episode 2 and beyond, he's gone from lost and depressed to picking himself up and adjusting to his new life. Now, am I saying for Charlie to be a good character, she has to tend to every need of every person at the hotel on screen? Absolutely not. That's not scalable. That's why she has staff to help. What I am saying is that from the jump of this season, Charlie's evolving goal of showing that redemption works does not speak to the core of what the sinners of hell are communicating that they want, which is why when episode 5 rolls around, Vox works incredibly well, speaking to them and how they may feel about angels coming down to slaughter them. So why am I upset at episode 5 more than anything? Well, let's look at Charlie's plan. She spends the first part of this episode trying to flag down Emily.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get Emily's attention.
Despite the fact that in the first episode of this season, the Sinners of Hell made it clear that they do not care if redemption works or not, given that their questions revolved around killing angels and their interest in Nifty, who killed Adam, Charlie's plan still revolves around proving that redemption works. Charlie, when Emily and the other angels come to visit her, would reaffirm that this is still her plan.
I need you to tell Hell that Pentious is in heaven and that Fox is full of shit.
Vox has completely convinced most of Hell that you all are still out to get us, and that redemption isn't real, and that I'm just some crazy person.
However, why would the demons of hell believe Charlie that the angels are no longer wishing to kill them after 7 years of doing so? And why would they care about uniting or redemption if that was the case? Again, it's as if Charlie's only true remorse revolved around Pentious, and once she learned that he was okay, we shifted from no longer acknowledging that demons had been dying for years to saying, actually, they say sorry, and it worked for one guy, so now it's okay. But even with this absolutely terrible plan at hand, I could forgive it all and be a D1 Charlie defender if, and only if, Charlie kept the energy she's had for the first 4 episodes leading up to this point. You should have seen the look on her face. She had been so focused to call Vox Tech, ready to defend her friends, speaking boldly, almost impulsively. And guess what? She gets her chance. The angels are here. She gets her opportunity. She gets to bring the angels with her to convince the people of her cause. Except she does very little speaking at all.
We're here to apologize.
We are sorry.
Oh, really? You're sorry? And what do you have here? Are those gift baskets?
Look, I know Vox is a manipulator, but let's just imagine this for a second. I come to your home and punch you in the face for 7 years in a row on your birthday. Every day after your birthday, you have to nurse a black eye because of me. Are you telling me that if on the 8th year, I come and I say, sorry, hand you a gift basket, you're just gonna be okay with what happened with the last 7 years? Most rational people would still be angry about it. Probably even angrier that I would feel an apology fixes 7 years of assault. So imagine if we ramped it up to killing several beings.
Wait, you are apologizing for genocide with gift baskets?
Like, I'm sorry, even if it ultimately is manipulation from Vox, Vox also has the most logical response here. But even on top of this, why is Emily leading this conversation? Emily has barely any idea of who Vox is, and one person here does. And not only that, they know what he's about and know about his way of twisting words, even your live words. Yet Charlie says next to nothing here.
Oh, you hear that, folks? These angels think our lives are worth really good tappies. That's what a sinner's soul is worth to heaven, huh?
That's not...
Emily?
What do you mean, Emily? This was your plan! You had 2 full episodes to learn that Vox will twist your words, and you thought just bringing Emily would fix what exactly? It's not even that Vox is 5 steps ahead, playing 4D chess against a worthy opponent. It's that Charlie never had a plan. Beyond, if you tell people that it's real, they'll magically wish to give up all of their sinning activities that they currently do, and want to go to a place that historically had people who murdered the people around them. And I want to reiterate, this is a dumb plan, but I could have forgiven this dumb plan if Charlie was doing the talking, if Charlie was expressing the energy she's had over these episodes. We've seen Charlie determined, and it's not her absolutely quiet and in the corner. Remember the last season when she stayed up all night thinking of plans? Yeah, this Charlie doesn't even have the mental capacity to stick to one plan.
Do you know how many sinners died in each extermination? Thousands.
Stop! That's not what this is!
Actually, Charlie, that's exactly what this is. Yes, the killing of demons wasn't something wholly represented by heaven, but the portion that did is the portion that matters to the people here. Why would they care about the greater portion of heaven who wants nothing to do with them either? I'm pulling no tricks here. Charlie does next to nothing except get mad at Lucifer because he was suggested to try and intimidate Vox by Vaggie, which leads to a fight with them that barely lasts 1 episode, by the way. It doesn't even matter at all, except I suppose the ending, which we'll get to in a second. But I want to make it clear that as a viewer, I knew that Charlie's plan wasn't gonna work and was subjected to seeing her lug people through it because she's the main character, and it's representative of this season that so much time was spent on a dumb idea from, quite frankly, a negligent, careless main character whom I'm supposed to believe and agree is nice but naive. It isn't naive when you do the same thing 3 times and it doesn't work. It is a testament to how good this season still is, for me at least, because every other character, or at least almost every other character, dynamic, and storyline has been great for me so far, but Charlie is consistently the worst part of season 2. Now, fortunately for her, she does at least redeem herself in universe when she runs out of plans, because in the 6th episode, she'd confront Carmela Carmine, who would have been somewhat forced to give weapons to Vox because he floats around the idea that a war may affect her children, and when Carmela refuses to work with them being Charlie and Vaggie, who are fighting at this point, Charlie has her all is lost moment here.
I thought about what you said the other day. About me hyperfixating on all the lies, about me, about my mom, and you were right. I got so caught up in all the drama and my mom. Look, this hotel was my way of finishing what she started, and I think I've been trying so hard to hold on to it because if I could make it work, maybe she'd be proud of me.
So we get to the crux of what all this is about. If the first season was daddy issues, this season was mommy issues. I can't fathom what season 3 is gonna be about. You've ran out of parents at this point. Now, I don't have any qualms with this in theory. I actually find it to be a good motivation to have, but the reality of this season is that because the show had so much it wanted to cover and so much it wanted to do, at least in the 6 episodes I've seen so far, we don't really get enough of Lilith. And we barely had enough of Lucifer last season, but at least there we had an episode and a backstory to refer to. Because the show wishes to explore everyone's dynamic and backstory and this and that, had we had more Charlie and Lilith moments to at least refer to and get on the same page with her emotionally, this would hit more for me. It wouldn't absolve her of everything that happened in this season, but at least I could root for them more because I see the vision. Basically what I'm saying is, even if you want to see Lilith and Charlie together, you have to agree that you've been told more than shown. Even if the last 2 pair of episodes have Charlie at her best and even have a great Lilith moment, it still wouldn't excuse the eye-rolling, literally blood-boiling experience I had to endure for 6 episodes. Now look, this is a negative video, but I am enjoying my experience with the show outside of this mess. I just wanted to get this out of the way before I go and praise the show. So until I get out my other videos on Hazbin, please check out what I thought about the first season of the show so far at that point.